Hi guys, so today I'm doing a New Year's Eve makeup tutorial and I have super glamorous eyes with false lashes, lots of sparkles and glitter, and of course I'm wearing a sequins top because what night better of the year than New Year's Eve to have like tons of sparkles and sequins and glitters and all of that. So this is a look that I came up with. I hope you guys have a safe and happy New Year's Eve, and if you'd like to see how to do this look, then keep watching. Started with the primer. I use the Professional by Benefit. I love this. Kind of has like a rosy scent to it. And I just started noticing that, but it smells really good. And now I'm just using a mix of my Studio Fix Fluid and Revlon Color Stay. Mix these two together. This one's a little bit more pinky. This one's a little bit more yellowy. So they just work well together. So I'm taking my Sigma brush, my F80. And I'm just buffing my foundation into my skin. Now I'm applying a paint pot to conceal my eyes and use this as an eye base. And this is Painterly from MAC. It's a paint pot. And I'm just applying this all over my eyelids. And I usually use soft ochre, but that's a little bit too yellow for this look. If you get it on your eyelashes, that's okay because it'll just make your lashes thicker when you apply your mascara. And it's also okay if you get a little bit on your eyebrows because I think that it works well for kind of making your, if you add like shadows to fill in your eyebrows, it helps the shadows stick a little bit. So kind of just go over my eyebrows. Okay, and now I'm applying another eyeshadow base, and this is white from NYX. And I'm just putting this on my lid and bringing it into the inner corner. So I'm not taking it up past my crease. And this just kind of brightens that eyelid area. And then making sure that everything is blended well. Okay, now to fill in my eyebrows, I am using my MAC 263 and I'm using Copper Plate, which is a gray. That's this shade. And I just like to line the bottom of my eyebrow. Then the tail, I guess you could say, and then just line this top part of your eyebrow. And then just kind of working with whatever's left over to fill in the rest. Okay, so next I'm going to be taking a crease shade and I'm going to be using a gray, and it's called Scene from MAC. It's kind of like a light sort of like bluish gray, and I'm using a MAC 217 brush, and I'm just kind of taking this on the outer corner and then blending it into the crease. Swirling it on the outside part of the eye. That just really helps to blend that outer corner shade. And then the windshield wiper motions in the crease, just back and forth. Okay, now I'm taking a little bit darker shade, and this is Print from MAC. And I'm using that same brush and just putting a little bit in the outer corner. And blending that in circular motions. And then just kind of working it into the crease. I kind of want to keep this to the outside corner, but still making sure it blends in with that other gray. And then just taking whatever is left over and bring it underneath. Okay, now I'm taking a clean brush and I'm just blending that shadow underneath the lower lash line. And then just blending the top part of that gray up towards the eyebrow. Okay, now I'm using a black, and I really like the black from the Lorac Pro palette, so I'm going to be using that today. It's a matte black, and I'm just going to be using a small smudger brush, and let's see. This one is from Essence, and it's a crease brush, but it's a little bit pointier than like a regular crease brush. So I'm just taking a tiny bit in there, tapping it off, and then putting that in the very outer corner. I'm also bringing this about halfway in on the lower lash line, and then just making sure to blend it out really well in the corner. And then I'm just taking with whatever is left over and bringing it in about 3/4 of the way. We don't want that super dark in the crease. We want to keep it mainly on the outer corner, but we want to make sure that it's blended into the other colors. Same thing on this side. And then I'm going to be taking that brush that has nothing on it, and I'm just going to blend that inner corner in the crease. Just to make sure that there are no places that look odd. I just want to make sure it's very well blended. And then I'm just going to go over that outside corner and just kind of really blend everything together. Also blending underneath. Okay, now I'm taking a shimmer, and there are two different products that you can really use for this. This one is the 3D Luster Drops. I like this one because it has a little bit of gold in it, but pretty much the same thing you can do with the Urban Decay Stardust, except for this one doesn't have gold in it. But I swatched them on my hand. I don't know if you can see. This is the Urban Decay Stardust, and this one is the Lorac Liquid Luster Drops. So I'm just going to be using the Liquid Luster Drops just because I like that it has a little bit of gold. But really you can probably use any glitter. And I'm just putting it on my finger and then tapping it onto my eyelid. Bringing it into the inner corner. As you can see, that's just so pretty. It almost makes your eyelids look wet. Okay, so now I'm going to be applying gel liner. I'm just using the Wet n Wild gel liner in black. I will do that. I'm also applying false lashes, and I'm using the Ardell Wispies, which are my favorite. So I will do that and be right back. Now for concealer, it doesn't look like I need too much concealer, so I'm just using a light one. I am using NYX HD Photogenic Concealer. This one is in yellow, I believe. Yes, yellow. And then I'm also using the HD concealer from NYX in light, and I'm just going to mix these two together. This one's a little bit more yellow to kind of brighten, and the other one is pink, and it just kind of neutralizes, I guess. I just like mixing them together because I think they just look nice together. It's not like too yellow or too pink, so it's kind of like in the middle. And now I'm taking a e.l.f. brush, and I'm just blending that in. It's also going to clean up any fallout that comes down. And I'm just also taking that down my nose and then in the middle of my forehead to highlight that area. Okay, and now I'm taking my contour. I'm using Hoola Bronzer, my favorite of all time contour, and my MAC my MAC contour brush. And I'm just contouring my face where I need to. This makes such a huge difference. I always contour, even if it's just for every day. Then to really blend in, I'm just taking a big fluffy brush, just kind of blending it all in together. I'm not adding any powder. I don't want my face to be too powdery, but just kind of making sure to blend everything. Okay, now for blush, I'm using NYX's Peach. And this is more of a pink shade than a peach shade. I'm taking a MAC 116. Just applying a little bit of this on my cheeks. And I'm not going to apply any highlighter just because I have so much going on with my eyes. So I'm just going to be applying a lip liner. This is Dervish from MAC. And it's just kind of like a pink, like a rosy pink. And then I'm applying a nude shade. This is Rouge Artist Intense number 22 from Makeup Forever. And then I'm going to go over that with Rags to Riches from MAC. It's a Dazzle Glass. And it's really sparkly and really pretty. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. This is what it looks like. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just kind of dot it on the center of my lips. So this is a final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a safe and happy new year, and I will see you soon. Bye.